welcome back to Margaritas in Paradise. Hey, today I'm down at the beach. Well, I'm going to the beach right now. I'm walking down alongside a Cape Dara resort off of Soy 22. Anyway, there is a walkway down here, and I'll turn this back so you can see what I came off of here. There's a big parking area basically for motorbikes that go all the way down to these steps alongside of Cape Dara. End up doing is once we get down here, then we're going to walk north along Wongamat Beach. I'll tell you what, I really missed out on the blue skies. Earlier today, we just had an absolutely gorgeous day out. And I think it's probably about 87 degrees out now. Or these big rocks out here. But anyway, if we keep walking to the left, this will take us all the way down to the Dusatani area. So as you can see it kind of further down there, let me see if I can zoom into that a little bit. It's probably 500 meters out, you'll see a point. And so that would be the Dusatani there to the left. If you keep going around that point there, you'll kind of get into the north end of Pattaya Bay. See, I'm zooming in. It was almost really popular at one point for people coming in and sitting on the beach, and they had these little mom and pop type restaurants down here, and it was really great. But I think they changed that style now because of this new restaurant that's in here. See Cape Dara there. Now I can see that from my balcony. And that's a nice area along here. There you go. Maybe they have a rooftop pool, I'm not sure. So hopefully we're going to be able to get down through here. It's been such a long time since I've walked down in this area. Anymore, one of my number one questions is about things to bring. If you're coming to Thailand in general, and things that you want to bring with you, and maybe the things that you don't want to bring if you're, I think a lot of people tend to try to pack maybe carry-ons. I do the same thing. I don't like to carry a bunch of check-on bags. Usually when I go back to the U.S., like I'm going to do at the end of the month, I usually take carry-ons over there, and then on the way back, I have things that I want to bring back. If you're ever thinking about coming to Pattaya, Sweet Baby Ray's, sweet and spicy, is the way to go for me. I'll tell you another thing, people ask me about a lot now, and I see it on other blogs. The number of Indian tourists are in the Pattaya area. I think there's a lot of Indian tourists here. I don't know. I'll tell you, the thing that I've noticed over the years, I can remember the amount of Chinese that started coming at a certain time, and everywhere you looked, there was a flag and a bunch of people following this flag through Walking Street and all over the Pattaya area. So, and then at another point in time, it was the Russians, and the sheer number of Russians that were everywhere. Unbelievable. All the signs went up in Russian, and now it's the Indian. Somebody was talking about the upswing of the India economy, and people have more money now. And before, it was always the thing that you would see these Indian men walking along Beach Road, and they were propositioning Thai ladies, for instance. And then the rumor was that one guy would go out and find a Thai lady, and he'd go back to his room, and there would be 5 or 6 Indian men in there, and they wanted a discount on everything. And I don't know, is that true? Of Of course, I'm never in that position to find out about all that type of stuff, but I'll tell you what, I don't know. And I see, you know, I'll be over at Kat's massage shop, for instance, and every now and then, you know, maybe 5 or 6 Indian nationals would come in there and they'll ask for a discount. And that's okay. This is a kind of a bartering area, and why not? If you can get a discount, why not? So, yeah, a lot of people get pictures out here. Yeah, you know, to me, I just kind of take it as a circle of tourism out here. And what's it going to be eventually? Right now, I think I'm one of the minorities here. But I was talking to another girl just yesterday, and she told me that the Americans are one of the preferred customers out here because they spend a lot of money. And I see that with my friends and the guys that come over here all the time, overspending. And but I always talk about, you know, be as generous as you can afford to be. That's probably a key thing. Hey, now while we're looking out here, that's Koh Larn, and that's about probably from here. It's like 5 kilometers actually, but I always say it's 7 kilometers over from my condo, but probably 5 kilometers or so. And yeah, definitely want to go out there and hit Koh Larn if you ever get a chance. Look at all these big rocks. I mean, just lots of really crazy stuff out here. And people up there on top of that big one. Yeah. Now, one of the things that people, you know, have the normal questions that get asked all the time. Now, here's this restaurant, The Moment. Beach house and restaurant. And that's a pretty nice area. It has really nice seating. Good place for the sunset. At one time, we called this area the Sunset Beach, but since Moment came in here, they kind of renamed all this. So, but yeah. How you doing, brother? Sabadi mai? All right. One of the things that people ask all the time about is like their toiletries, you know, and I'll tell you what, you can get toiletries anywhere, but 7-Elevens, Tops, all the convenience stores around here have everything that you need. And there are a couple things that I would touch on that maybe you should bring. If you have a specialty cream or something like that, that you just feel like you need and you can't live without. A lot of the creams here have a whitening agent in it. And I get it asked, people ask me all the time because I'm out in the sun, why my face always looks white. And I have to think that it's because I use this like an acne cream or something like that. It has whitening agents in it, all right? And it just works for me, but you can kind of feel the tingling on your face when you're using this cream. So yeah, now we're wrapping around and we're kind of going down to the fisherman's area down here, and you'll see that as well. Another thing that one of my friends told me about is that sometimes women have a hard time finding the feminine products that they need. And if they can find them, they're super expensive. So that's another item that maybe if, depending on how much you need of that, maybe you could put a box in your suitcase or something like that and bring it over with you. And now the last item that I would highly suggest is suntan lotion. Now I'll tell you, suntan lotion here, of course, you're going to use suntan lotion every day, sun presence for the most part. And even when it's overcast like it is now, you know, you still need to be wearing suntan lotion. So, yeah, so definitely take advantage of that. All right, so I had a little bit of a hiccup here when I came back and checked out the video on the beach. I was talking about things that you should definitely bring, and one of the things is suntan lotion. Suntan lotion here in Thailand, for instance, is ridiculously expensive. probably maybe 400% more than what you would pay in your country. Bring over a tube, get the SPS 50 or above. This is something that you're going to use in Thailand every day. You need to protect yourself, you know, and something like that probably is convenient to throw into your must-haves, bring with you, that sort of thing. I'll tell you what, the sun is brutal here. Now I can feel it right now. You know, today it's even warmer than it was yesterday out on the beach. You know, a hat would be something else. Maybe a floppy hat or something to protect the top of your head, your ears, the back of your neck, that type of stuff. That'd be another good item to bring. The thing I want to talk about is don't overpack. It's easy here. I'll tell you what, you see people wearing the same shirt every day, mainly tourists, you know, that type of stuff. But when I fly over, I always fly wearing long pants, but you're probably not going to use those long pants for anything other than flying in general, okay? Unless you have a formal thing you need to go attend or something, more than likely. For the most part, I maybe wear long pants here maybe 2 times every 6 months. Or, you know, I wear short pants 90% of the time, and you can get them in all different types of versions. You see a lot of people wearing athletic shorts around here. I do always tend to buy these Wrangler shorts when I'm in the U.S. and I bring them over here. But you know, you wear what's comfortable for you. Another thing, you're more than likely, because of the night markets and certain stores like us, we have this place called Mike's Shopping Mall here in the Pattaya area. It's where everybody goes to get the knockoff type clothes. Now, I'm not saying you should go out and buy anything knockoff. You know, you can find shirts and things like that for, let's say, 100 baht, $3. Or if you're going to these shopping malls, we have tons of shopping malls around with all the original brand name type things. Let's say you want a pair of Nike tennis shoes or something like that. You know, the original Nikes are going to cost more than they do in a place like the U.S. So kind of keep that in the back of your mind. Or sunglasses, okay? There's lots of people that have collections of sunglasses here. They buy them for somewhere between 50 baht, 100 baht, maybe 150 baht. Now you're talking about 150 baht is approximately $5. Again, you're getting what you pay for, right? So I always, if I'm going to buy a pair of cheap glasses, just something that I like, one of the things I always do is I take the lens and I'll put it against my arm in the sun. And if it feels like it's burning my arm or something like that, well, there's a good chance it might burn your eyes, or, you know what I mean? Take care of yourself, okay? These guys who are trying to sell these cheap sunglasses and that, they're doing it to make money. They don't care about the after action and what happens with these cheap products, all right? So use a little bit of common sense. When it does come to clothes, you know, like I say, I do pack light. I bring maybe 2 or 3 shirts with me, a couple pairs of shorts, a swimsuit, and that's pretty close to it. And then while I'm here, buy shirts, t-shirts and that, because I like to, you know, I visit someplace and I buy a shirt, prove that I was there, I guess, I don't know. But here's another thing, okay, when you're thinking about shirts or sizes in general, there's basically Western sizes and there's Asian sizes. Big piece of advice is to always try on the clothing when you buy it here before you pay for it. Don't wait until you get home to find out that extra large shirt would fit maybe a 8-year-old little girl. All right, so, and it happens all the time. I hear it. You know, a guy like me in the U.S., I would normally wear, let's say, a 2X shirt. Probably take an Asian, let's say, a 5X shirt. So if you're an extra large, more than likely, let's say an extra large in the U.S., more than likely here in Asia, you're going to wear maybe a 3 to 4 extra large shirt here. And one last one when it comes to clothing, shoe size. You know, the normal shoe size here is 44s are the high end of shoes, and every now and then maybe you can find a 46. Now that's a European size, all right? And if you convert that out, you can ask Alexa or who's it, Siri or whatever to convert those sizes. But let's say a 46 is approximately a size 12. To find a shoe bigger than that here is going to be very hard. So if you have a big size like me, okay, where my size, I have a European size 50 shoe, okay, or American size 15. It's very hard for me to find shoes, so I take advantage of them when I do. Usually I bring them back from the US, that sort of thing. But if you have a big foot or something like that, you definitely need to bring extra pair, you know. So when I'm traveling normally just locally, I always wear one of my pair of slip-on flip-flops, and then I also bring a pair of tennis shoes, and that might be a good suggestion for you as well. You're going to find out that you're going to wear your flip-flops or your slide-ons or whatever they are 90% of the time probably. Be prepared. You know, if you have a blowout on one of those flip-flops and you have a big foot like mine, chances are you're just going to have to suffer through, wear your tennis shoes or something. Another big thing that we always talk about is cash. Okay, you know, in my book, cash is king, and not every place you can do a cash transfer, or if, let's say you go into a restaurant, a lot of places don't take credit cards, but there's more and more places that are taking them. And if you have access to, let's say, a Thailand bank or something like that, you can pay via QR code or bank transfer. A lot of places, and if you only have foreign bank services like that you may not be able to use your credit card. Of course, when you're using cash, you want to try to maintain as many small bills as possible. Bringing money over here, preferably you can get $100 bills. If you go that route, make sure they're all the blue colored bills, that they don't have any serious creases or tears or any type of foreign mark on them. If you are using ATMs, or using a debit card or a credit card, make sure that you're using one with no foreign transaction fees, okay? Otherwise, you're probably gonna have to spend somewhere around 220 baht per transaction. Or you have these fees coming at you, try to take out as much money as you can. Normally you can take out through most banks up to 600 US dollars or 20,000 Thailand baht, approximately, something like that. You know, a lot of guys will come in and maybe only take out $300 at a time, 10,000 Thailand baht. If they do that every day, well, every day they have this 220 baht fee. If you can afford to be able to carry around 20,000 baht at a time, let's say approximately $600, you get one fee versus, let's say, two fees by drawing out half that amount every day. So that's just something to think about. Hopefully, like I say, that you have a non-foreign transaction fee type card. If you use a certain card, please put it in the comment section below. Let us all know what's the best card to be using and has the best rates and that sort of thing. So if you haven't done so already, make sure that you give me a big thumbs up, that you're hitting that subscribe button, hit the little bell next to future notification of videos that are coming out. And we're going to go back to the beach. All right. You know, when you go into these markets, night markets and things like that are everywhere around here, it's obviously easier to barter if you have cash. All right, you always want to have small bills on you versus the big bills. We're coming around towards the Fisherman's Village area. And you're going to see now, this area is mainly Thais that are in this area. They're out swimming in this little bay. Okay, so the next item I wanted to talk about is medications. Of course, I would always recommend that you travel with at least 30 days of the medications that you need. And I would also suggest bringing them in original containers. And even if you had a prescription, that would be a good idea. Now, normally here, medications are pretty easy to get. Most of the time you do not need a prescription, okay? I'll tell you what, when I bring up medications, people always seem to bring up controlled meds, okay, or narcotics or things like that, asking about what's the availability. And the availability of those is you need a prescription, number one. And only certain types of pharmacies actually carry the narcotics and the controlled meds. If you don't have a prescription, you'll probably have to go to a hospital here for a doctor to prescribe it for you. And that'll include like sleeping pills and there's all kinds of other things. But if you have a question about it, I don't mind going and asking the pharmacy about the status of medicines and that sort of thing for you. But if it's controlled, just know that you're going to have to go to the doctor. You need a prescription if it's a controlled medicine. Now it looks like another place here has got, and it's the Wyndham Grand Residence. That's pretty nice. I think they've changed up a lot of these rocks out here. Oh, maybe not. All right, looks like it's going to storm out here for sure. Back, keep heading down the beach. Maybe we'll get lucky and not get rained on out here. But I think this is going to blow over. A lot of this stuff's out at sea. And so we're getting into the Fisherman's Village area here. Now, the nice thing about this area is these guys go out every night and fish offshore here. You can see them from my room. And a lot of squid fishermen, that sort of thing. They have lights, like green lights, that type of stuff. They come up here and they sell their seafood right here, right off their boats. They self-process it and everything. And look at all this. Yeah. It's like those squids are on a limited shelf life. You guys gonna eat them?
Eat them sashimi. Eat them raw.
Eat them raw? Yeah, better you than me. Where are you from?
Wales.
Wales, okay. Yeah, good on you. Good on you. Well, you guys have fun.
Yeah, cheers.
All right. This access right here, coming up here on the right, is Soy 18. You can drive down here, park your motorbike if you have a motorbike, and it's right here by the Marine Rescue. They also manage all this area right in here. They take care of the swim buoys and things like that. So in the big storms, these buoys break away. They go out and reconnect them and everything. They've done a heck of a job. So you can see here, going all the way down past my place is swim areas. And it's just to keep the boats out of them, make it safe for swimming. But all of this area, this is all free beach, okay? A lot of these places, like the Centaur here on the right, have their own chairs that are private for either for rent or for their patrons to use only. But they're relatively small areas. So, but you can see this swim area right here, it looks to be pretty popular. The things that you definitely want to consider bringing and get it taken care of before you get here is an international driver's license. Now, I don't know if you come in here with the idea that you're going to take boat taxis or things like that all the time, and that's fine. If you're not comfortable driving here, definitely go that route. But, you know, I'll have to tell you, a motorbike, for instance, is a really convenient way to get around Thailand in general. You can rent a motorbike, but you know, you're going to obviously need your passport, and that's another thing. Your passport, make sure that you get copies of your passport. And I would suggest not only copies of your passport, but copies of all the pages, like your visas and yeah, any type of stamp or anything like that. So if you're ever asked to see your passport and you don't have it with you, but you have copies of it with you, then you can show them like when you're supposed to leave the country and that sort of thing, so you don't get caught up in an overstay or something like that. But anyway, if you have a international driver's license and your home country or home state or whatever it is, driver's license for, let's say you want to drive a motorbike, well, you have to have that on your license and on your driver's license as well. Now, in all honesty, a lot of places don't check that. And even when you're pulled over at a choke point or something like that, a police ID checkpoint, they don't check it a lot of the times. Now, we're walking by Centaur Grand Mirage. I'll get a picture of the sign here. If you plan on driving vehicles here, and you can rent a car as well, but the motorbike issue is big here, and more than likely, if you have to go through a checkpoint or something like that, they're gonna target you over, let's say, a Thai person to check, because there's gonna be a lot of reasons behind that. But you know, you're here, more than likely you don't have a driver's license, and more than likely they're able to fine you or give you a ticket because of that infraction. So be smart, be ready for that type of stuff, and avoid paying the police money. Yeah, does that make sense? Now, there's lots of access points along here. Now, we're definitely, it's all part of Wongamat Beach. It's the beach I live on further down. But here's another access point that comes up. I think, I don't know where it's at. Let's see here. It comes up alongside of Sky Beach. Sky Beach is, well, I'll get out further. This is the Serene combo right here. This first really bright white one. It's right on the beach. And I think they all have big condos there. So, and then right next to that is Sky Beach right here. Now these ones, Serenchal, Sky Beach, North Point, I think, and Zaire, all right along here. I think Zaire's that gray one, and then the one on the end's North Point. Anyway, they're all pretty close together. So, but they're all condominiums, and most people love them, you know. So if you're in that kind of group of people that like this area, you know, lots of people really like this area, that's for sure. So, and no, you can't see my condo right now, but you will here eventually. I'll let you know. Try to point it out best I can. And look at all the people out there. Quite a few people. So this is Sky Beach here. They have a beautiful pool there, so it's something definitely to check out. Now, I'm always recommending upgrading your stays. And now when we get down to the hotel areas, I'll try to put like a go-to markers down to give you an idea how much these hotels cost and what you can expect to pay for them. So, and really nice area. Now North Point has two buildings, and there's this one here in the back as well, but it's also, you know, from a distance it looks like it's one in front of the other, but I think they're kind of offset, so they all have sea views. If you live there or have lived there, let me know in the comment section below. So yeah, upgrading your stay. I'll tell you, here's something somebody recently asked me about, and bed bugs. I've never heard of anybody having a case of bed bugs in Thailand. Affecting really for the last couple of years. So it's it's just the way it goes, right? Pool. They have another pool up further inside. Yeah, that's a good facility. And I think now I'm just, and of course, and up, but all right. All right, I think I'm gonna wait and get a drink further down. I was thinking about getting a drink there, so yeah. There's the Pullman Hotel there, the white one in the background. So, well, you can see here. So there's North Point, the taller one's right behind Pullman, and as I see, the building behind is offset from the building in front. So, if you've ever had an issue with bed bugs in Thailand, let me know. Put it in the comment section below. I'm gonna look that up online, but I'll tell you what, it's usually you can find around here, you can find lots of 4-star places, even some 5-star places for 2,000 baht, like $60 a night. And if it's on a longer term, maybe a lot cheaper than that. So you definitely want to look that up. Definitely pack light. Only bring the things that you absolutely think you need. I don't think you need adapters anymore. Most of the hotels and that have adapters, and or they're plugs that take both the straight, flat, and the round plugs. And if you do need an adapter, you can probably get them at the local 7-Eleven. So that's another option. Pro tips that I always tell people, and if I think about it, I'll put a picture in there, but I always carry an extension cord. Because one of the things that I found out is a lot of the hotels maybe only have one plug-in available. And I have an extension cord that has 3 slots on it. And so I'm, you know, if I have a phone or camera batteries or whatever the case may be, I can charge everything at one time overnight. So it's a pretty convenient thing. We're coming up on Long Beach area of Wongamat Beach. And Long Beach is called that because of the name of the hotel and resort that's here. But this is my #1 area for having, #1 area for metal detecting. It's really fantastic. I found more things in this area, especially at low tide, than I found anywhere else in Thailand. It's close on the beach. But so that's Long Beach here. And then they have the restaurant right off the side here called Surf and Turf. Just a good place to eat. They have reasonable prices for their food. Now, this is a access area here. You can go right up the hill, and the condo in the background there, up in the very top, that kind of pink peach building, is Wongamat Residence, which sits right on the corner of Soi 16 and right across the street from Scout Camp. So yeah, so that's pretty nice. When you come to Thailand, come to an area like this, there's lots of beaches out here, you know, but this is my favorite beach. It's by far the best beach. Well, you know what I mean. There's going to be lots of opinions about that as well. Definitely put it in the comment section below what your favorite beach is out here, you know, but there's lots of options, you know, whether you want. All right, right now, we had a storm just come through while I was walking out here, and it's left the waves real choppy. Day earlier, it was really nice out here. So, and we had some stunningly beautiful blue skies, even though it's not too bad right now. Right behind me, now we can see this building from my balcony pretty good there. It's the Aram. and it's a new residential building. I think it's nice. A lot of people call it ugly. Anyway, I think it's nice. I hope you enjoyed this video. We're going to keep walking down a little bit. There's a couple things that I wanted to mention to you, maybe some extra tips for you. A lot of people, when they're out and about walking around, they're using a public restroom. More than likely in these public restrooms, they're probably not going to have tissue. So I always carry in my back pocket this tissue. When I go sit in a bar, many times people are complaining, okay? They're upset about something. And it just kind of sucks that people are complaining about things here in Thailand. You should really be happy to come here to have a good time. And don't bring other people down over your complaining. You definitely want to be open-minded, because there's going to be a lot of things around here that maybe you don't agree with, okay? And, you know, everybody comes here. This is the land of smiles, okay? And if you walk around for any length of time and you smile at another Thai person, more than likely they're going to smile back at you. Now, it's a little bit different story if you smile at, let's say, a foreigner, a Westerner, let's say a Russian or another American or something like that. They're probably going to be thinking, what are you looking at? But they smile at me, I'm going to smile back, and that's for sure. Coming up here on the right is Park Beach. Now, I ended up staying here for 6 years. I really enjoyed it. Condominium complex has 434 rooms, and it's just fantastic, and I highly recommend it. And they have kind of a private swim area back here as well. Of course, anybody can use this, but they put these buoys up to keep boats out. So you have a safe swim area. The nice thing about Park Beach, as well as most of the condos along here, they all have private accesses to the beach, which is right here. So if you have a card for that building, you can go in and use it. And that's where Leo's is at too, by the way. Maybe have a Long Island before I go back up to the room. And here's another little beer bar joint. And now we're coming up on Silver Beach. And I did pass Wongamat Towers, which is right to the right of Silver Beach. Hello.
Hello.
Hello. As you can see, coming up here straight ahead, and penthouse. All right, but we're going to go into Bamboo Beach here. All right, well, that's a pretty good fire show. We still have the ending to come. Stick around. Make sure, if you haven't done so already, that you give me a big thumbs up. You're hitting that subscribe button. All right. Yeah. That's hot. All right. You know, I really love Bamboo Beach Park. And I'll tell you what, I'll put a location to this here. It's only 100 meters from my condo. I'll tell you what, life is good in Pattaya, Thailand. So I hope you enjoyed that. That was really fun. And we're off to Leo's Bar. So if you haven't been to Leo's Bar, maybe I'll try to get some video for you. Come on over. Now remember, that's in the Park Beach condominium on Soy 16. Okay, that's in Nakula, right here on Wongamat Beach. Literally 100 meters away from here. It's a great time. I'm always there on every Saturday night. Enjoy it. Have a great time, and we'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye. Why aren't you here?